morning, Crawford. Good morning. You know, I was just listening and observing, and first of all, I want to commend my former colleagues for taking the time out of their very, very busy schedule. I watched you yesterday with a little bit of humor. I want to thank them for spending this time with us because we do have some very serious issues, but you didn't hear that I'm going to think about it. You heard I'm going to address it. And the one thing about Tommy Wells, my office in Ward 6, it will be addressed. And also Phil has been extremely dependable. And depend upon Phil. If you tell Phil to do something, trust me, it's done. So I want to thank you for taking this time out. Then, this gentleman here, Deacon Gilliard, he has put so much effort into this, and I know that Reverend Gibson would be very happy to see how we transform this into a first-class facility. Now, I'm going to move on because I have a couple of questions from my colleagues. But I also want to say that, you know, every now and then what I do, I go to National Car Rental and I rent me a car. Because when I drive the Benz around, everybody knows there's the Crawford. And I check on the police. And I check on my managers and what's going on in my neighborhood. And I want to commend you. This is a pretty good, well-organized community. When they see Barnes coming, they start running. They know him. And I hope we don't lose the lieutenant. Because once they get to know them, they feel them. And they will start running. Or they will correct their behavior. And to the deputy chief, I saw you. You were hunkered down in your car. I think the chief was hunkered down in her car. And this place was just loaded with police officers all around. They don't have to tell us everything they do, but they're very effective. I wish we had that in Ward 7. The kind of coverage you get really is quite commendable, and I commend the department for that. Chief done an outstanding job, and I saw you. I saw you a couple of cars several times, not just once, but we are more than overly protected in this area. Nothing's going to happen to this neighborhood. This neighborhood is going that way. And it should. It's going to be integrated socioeconomically. But to my colleagues, I just want to say, we have to check what we're doing downtown. Sometimes I notice we're laughing when they say, well, we just about emptied Barry Farms. Oh yes, and that project, that huge one over there in Ward 7, oh yeah, they're practically all gone. Has anybody ever checked where they're going? Where are they going? Because that affects every other community. And you know, we do not have a law about attitude. Most of these bad guys have mothers. They have mothers, and in addition, they have relatives. You cannot bar them from coming to see their mother. The U.S. Attorney, the Attorney's Office has done a splendid job. Because if they don't enforce when we arrest them, we're in trouble. But for the managers, I sort of, you know, I'm winding down now. I used to carry a puppy. But you know, this gun law, when did this thing become effective? With that word. The gun law is effective, isn't it?
Yes.
That worries me now. It feels kind of bad for some of you managers. These kids have people movers. I mean, they don't need any license. And that bothers me because I think once the gun law becomes effective, some of these people are really going to go out and get a weapon. So I hope you can continue to work on it to make certain that some people just don't get these things. Okay. Because otherwise we're going to have quite a vigilante kind of thing going on around. And that's something for the managers to think about. How many managers do we have here? I think that's something for the managers to think about because that becomes extremely dangerous. Collectively, I think the management companies have to work closer together. You all should meet more frequently and talk and exchange ideas. And then collectively, I think you should bring your ideas and suggestions and critiques to the various authorities, like those that are here today. But I commend you, and I commend the police department. I think you've done a terrific job. I don't come to too many of these meetings, but I am impressed. And if you continue to do what you're doing, this community has one way to go, and that's that way. Our jails are full, and I understand now we're going to release a number of people back into the community. You can't easily evict them. They're becoming sort of an additional problem. So somehow or another, we're going to have to figure out how to deal with that and see SOSA. So any resources that you can bring to some of these properties to complement that effort would be helpful. For instance, I think Edgewood has one of the tightest outreach and community-type organizations that reaches out, and we're going to use them, if I'm not mistaken, and we're not.
Yes.
And that kind of exchange is very important. But we here are truly trying to make certain that we're not solo, but we're going to spread out and make sure that our building is hopefully successful by having a good dialogue with you. So I commend you, and I'm glad to be here with you today. And soon I'm going to have to move on. But are there any questions for HR Crawford? Having none, I'm going to leave you now. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say, Mr. Crawford, I mean, you have been a mainstay, in the community, but really citywide, because I know over Ward 8, the properties over there, when you hear, you've been very proactive too. He's one property manager, because it makes a very big difference when we can work with property managers that are proactive. Ones that are not, believe me, we give really special attention to and bring attention to OAG's office and, U.S. Attorney's office. So we appreciate, the support, and you always go the extra mile, not only, again, enforcement-wise, but he does a lot of programming as well, for outreach as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, without police and fire, I would not be where I am. I certainly didn't do this alone. So that's why I put the foundation and also the fire department, because without police and fire, we managed some of the worst buildings in town, but we managed to successfully turn them all around. But it would not have been successful without cooperating with property managers in our area and also the police and fire department. So I think we need to really maintain that kind of relationship. But if you ever start leaving these buildings feeling uncomfortable, all you gotta do is walk a block or two, and you will see 3, 4, maybe 5 police cars. Thank you.
Mr. Crawford? I just have one question. Sorry. My name is Martin Moulton. I live on a house 2 blocks away. Is it possible for the property managers to share the video from these cameras, in real time with the police, or give them access in real time?
We will, any way we can assist, we always do that.
Yeah, we work with the property managers on the video. We do have the ability to have live access. We also use the videos after a crime's been committed, or if there's issues that we think might have been captured on video. So we're constantly doing that. Detectives follow up on every single case. That's the first thing they do, so they can tell you where every camera is in 3D. So
Great.
Something we do use and follow up on.
Thank you, sir.